Hey guys, Art at GrimmSpeed. Today we're out in the shop with our 2012 WRX, and what we're doing is some exhaust decibel readings. A lot of you have been asking for this ever since we developed the hatchback catback for the 08 to 14 WRXs. We're going to be testing ours out. This one has the GrimmSpeed Catback downpipe along with the unresonated catback. We've dubbed this one the gentleman's exhaust based on its sound quality, so let's find out if it lives up to the name. So we're going to be using our brand new decibel reader basically to measure the volume of the exhaust tone inside the car, outside the car, during a cold start, warm start, basically everything you're going to need to compare this specific catback to other catbacks on the market so you can choose the right one for your car. So the first reading we're going to do is inside the engineering bay of our shop. This will be much like your garage. There'll be some echo going on, so the exhaust will be a little bit louder, but we'll get that reading first before we take the car outside, do a bit more of a warm start, drive it around, and get some more readings. So let me go pop this thing on, and we'll see what we get. So the maximum on a cold start inside of our shop was about 80.1, and that's pretty reasonable considering there are exhausts that exceed well beyond that in a confined space where there's a lot of echo. So let's take it outside and see what it does in the outdoors. Now we've got the car outside in our parking lot. It's still what you might consider a cold start, but we've let it idle for about 30 seconds now. So let's measure the decibel reading and see how it compares to inside the shop. So it's like 78.8 outside, a little bit quieter, mostly because of that echo and because it's had a little bit of a chance to warm up at idle. So now that we've got an outside baseline for the decibel level, I'm gonna have Clinton pop into the car and rev it up a couple times, and we'll do about mid-throttle and see what we get. So that was about 99.6. Like I said, that was about mid-throttle and about 19 or so inches away from the exhaust. It's getting pretty much warmed up now, so under 100 is what you can expect. Next, we're going to be taking this car out for a drive and doing an interior decibel reading, and then one as we drive by. Okay, so now we're inside the car. It's all warmed up. We're gonna go ahead and take her for a drive. The inside cabin decibels when I'm not talking and it's just idling. Let's see what they are. So somewhere in the low 50s, about 52, 51. Let's take her out. I won't talk much and we'll see what we can get for these. So far, just going through the first two gears, we were at about 73 there. And we'll get out on a bigger road here, get into third and fourth gear, and see what the sound is like. From inside the cab, the sound is great. No drone, no rasp, and nothing obnoxiously loud. Okay, so we're about to take it out onto a little bit of a bigger road where we can get into third and maybe fourth gear. So I'll go ahead and put the max setting on. That'll just measure the maximum decibel reading that we're gonna get inside of the car without me talking right into the microphone. So let's see what we get. So I was shifting it around three grand, 3,500, and got into fourth gear at around 3,000. So not really getting on it super hard, but we were at about, looks like 75 decibels on that. Again, the sound quality sounds good from in here. We'll go ahead and do some more vigorous pulls and see how loud it really is inside. So that time we got it up to top of third, red lined through first and second, and it got up to about 80.5 on the decibel reader. So again, not crazy loud, especially considering it's a sports exhaust. We've dubbed it the gentleman exhaust for a reason, because it walks that middle ground between stock OEM sounding something like an SBT exhaust and something obnoxiously aftermarket. We want to be right down the middle. That's where a lot of our customers are at. A little bit more of a refined noise. So especially when you're getting on the car, the thing sounds awesome. Not too loud, not too quiet, not too much drone or rasp. A gentleman's exhaust. All right, so we're just going to go through 1 through 4th gear at a relatively quick pace. Nothing crazy, how you might drive to work. And we'll see what the max is. So right now we're in 4th gear at about 2,900 RPMs, and before I started talking it was at about 79 decibels. So it stayed steady there. When we did the harder pull, top of third, we were right around there as well, around 80 decibels. So once you get to that range, it kind of stays steady. It doesn't get obnoxiously loud like some cars do in the 90s, maybe even the hundreds. Why are we out here doing this testing? Mostly because you guys requested it. We got comments and messages saying, get some decibel readings for this exhaust. So we're out here doing that, but also it's to prove sort of why we dubbed this the gentleman's exhaust, because it's a middle ground exhaust. We know you can get a louder one out there. We know there's a lot of them that drone and rasp, and it'll get you in the 90 decibel reading, even over 100, and some people really like that. If you're one of those people, this isn't the exhaust for you. And if you're one of those people that love the OEM sound and you don't want it absolutely any louder than that, then this might not be the exhaust for you either. But for a majority of people that like a middle ground exhaust, something refined and something that they can deal with every single day, whether they're just driving to work or idling in traffic or heading down the racetrack, and loving the tone that comes out of the exhaust along the way, this is the one that you need to get. So feel free to compare these readings to other exhausts in the industry, other catbacks, and see what you find. Look at YouTube videos, compare, go to meets, and talk to people. That's the best way to get a representation of how these sound. But we just thought we'd get you a little bit closer in terms of picking the right choice based on the right decibel readings. So the other thing that was requested of us was to get a decibel reading as the car is driving by. So we picked a random street. I'm going to give the decibel reader to Clinton there, and I'll go about top of second or so, and we'll see what we can get.